Yeah, what's up YouTube? I'm DJ Philly and welcome to Master Crafters. Today we're back here for another weekly updates where we cover all of the new updates coming to Bedrock and Java for both the betas, snapshots, and official releases. So today we actually have 9 different updates that we are going to be covering here on the screen. So I guess we're just gonna get to them all and we'll see all the exciting features coming to Minecraft. Okay, so we'll start off by going to Minecraft Java here to start with all of the snapshots that we're doing in this video. 21W07A, 08A and B, and 10A, because they actually all mix together and all of their features coordinate with each other. So we're just going to be doing them all at once. So for these snapshots, we actually have a new block called the Deepslate. Now, this was previously known as Grimstone. They actually changed the name to Deepslate. And then we also have a new variant called Cobbled Deepslate, which you can get from mining regular Deepslate. And of course, it has a slab, stairs, and wall variant. And then, of course, we also have the polished version as well with the variants. And this Deepslate will actually generate in the negative Y levels underground in the new cave systems. Now, because of this, we actually have new Deepslate ores, which look pretty amazing with the darker textures. Of course, we got gold, we have iron, we do have copper, coal, lapis, diamond, redstone, and emerald. Now, as you can see here, we actually have all of the ores. Now, not all of these ores will generate normally in Deepslate. Of course, the copper, the coal, and the emerald will not be obtainable in survival mode, but they were added to actually help with some more Minecraft map creation and just to have a bit more detailing in creative mode. But again, these will not generate in survival worlds or in the world generation at all. And if we compare these ores to the normal ores, all of the textures except for diamond have changed. Now this is to help with the colorblind, as previously all of the textures were the same as diamond, but just remade to fit their individual colors. But now they actually have different textures for each one of them to actually help with the colorblind, and these look pretty cool. Now they actually have been changing the textures basically about every or so snapshot to try and get the coolest texture that the community wants. So these textures might change again in the new snapshots, but we'll probably see a finalized version soon. And if we look over here, we actually have an infested Deepslate to match with the normal infested cobblestone. And if you break these in survival, they will actually spawn in a silverfish. We also have the Deepslate bricks with all of its variants as well, and a cracked Deepslate brick as well. And then, of course, we do actually have the new Deepslate tiles with a cracked version and the variants. And finally, we have a chiseled Deepslate, which kind of almost looks like a shulker box. And we are now in the new cave systems below the Y negatives. And as you can see, the Deepslate now generates instead of the normal stone. And as you can take a look, we do have a mine shaft as well. And some changes have occurred with the mine shaft. So now they will actually have iron chains attached if the mine shaft is floating above, which makes it look a bit cooler. And you'll probably also see a little less cobwebs, as they will now not generate while they are floating. They will actually need to generate near a block, so you probably see less of these guys. And now we're at it. An amethyst cave has generated near us, and a change has actually occurred. So what used to be tough that would actually generate around the amethyst caves are now actually generating with a new block called smooth basalt. So the new smooth basalt is actually another variant of the basalt that generates in the nether, but the smooth basalt actually generates in the overworld near these caves. Now you can actually get the smooth basalt normally by smelting regular basalt that you can find in the nether, so there is an easier way to actually get this block. So we are now actually in a lush cave world, which you can generate in the 21W10A snapshot. And I just want to look over a few things here before we get to the lush caves. And this is the large body of water that will actually spawn or generate with a cave underneath. Now, this is not actually part of the ocean. As you can see, it generates around land. So these are basically smaller bodies of water, which you can actually find caves underneath them. And another new generation to come to the Caves and Cliffs update is, of course, the cracks, which are basically smaller versions of ravines. So the opening will actually be smaller, but they can generate very far and even into the negative Y levels. Now, to actually find these lush caves in your worlds, you will actually need to find an azalea tree. Now, they will actually have these little blossoming leaves as well as regular leaves as well, and with some oak logs. Now, I'm not sure if they will be sticking with oak logs or if they'll have a new type of log, but you can actually dig underneath these trees right here and you will find a lush cave. So after digging a little bit, for some reason, we actually had to dig a long way, but we found the lush caves. Now, these will actually generate with small bodies of water along with the clay and, of course, the big drip leaves and the small drip leaves, which will actually spawn in these lush caves. And of course, we actually have the moss blocks as well as the azalea and the blossoming azalea generating down here, along with the new glow berries and the glow lichen. And if we look above, we will also see the spore blossoms, and they've actually changed the particle effects to float around to give it a more natural feel that you're underground in some sort of like mysterious sort of environment. And of course, if we look over in this area, we have a humongous lush cave generating in the world. And of course, we have all of the new features along with the generation. So let me know what you guys think about all of these new features in the snapshots. I think the devs are doing a wonderful job, and we will probably continue to see more snapshots with more features to be added. So, of course, we're going to be doing this series for a little while longer. And of course, if we were to actually take off the night vision, we get a really cool light from the glow berries that are illuminating the entire caves. But we also have some dark spots, which will actually probably be a little creepy with creepers spawning in them and skeletons and all of those good mobs. So I think this is a pretty mysterious lands that are going to be added into Minecraft because we have all of these new features in the caves. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Minecraft Bedrock Edition, where we are on 1.16.210, which is a new update for Minecraft Bedrock, and it just adds a few new features to the game, including if we go into a warm ocean and bone meal the ground, as you can see, we can get all of the little seagrass here, and we can get all of the coral fans from bone mealing all of the little things right here. Now, this was actually a parity change because they did have this in Java, so now we do have this in Bedrock as well. Also, in this update, we have now gotten the Nether ambient sounds. You'll probably hear more creepy sounds in the Nether now. Now, for you guys on mobile edition, you will need to download it from the marketplace because the music packs are a bit bigger and the phone storage usually is not that very big, so they make it optional for you guys who play mobile. Another new thing in this update is that in the audio settings, we now actually have a text to speech slider, which we can change the volume as well. So for you guys who use text to speech, you can now actually change the volume as well. Also, for this update, we now actually have a new computer function. So if you actually press the F11 button, you can toggle the full screen mode on and off, which is a very easy thing. And now that you don't have to go all the way into settings and toggle it and all of that good stuff, you can now actually press the button and it will toggle it for you. Also, in this update, we now actually have a few more bug fixes, including fixing some iron farm bugs and nether portal bugs. So all of the changelogs will be in the description, but we are going to head over to the Bedrock betas now. Okay, so we're now here on the Bedrock betas, and we actually have a lot to cover here. So first up, we have 1.16.210.60, which actually removes all of the glow squid and all of the glow ink sacs and everything because they actually needed to get fixed, and just a couple of other bugs. Then we also have 1.16.210.61, which actually just has like 3 bug fixes. Yeah, that's it. Wasn't big of a beta. But the next beta is actually pretty huge. We have 1.16.220.50, and this beta actually adds a massive change to Minecraft. And yes, we actually have mountains in the game in the betas, and holy cow, these things are absolutely massive. So as you can see, their generation will actually generate randomly in the world, and we actually have some grass generating here as well at the bottom, and then as it goes up we can see some stone and some snow as well, and then we have ice at the very top, and these things can actually generate up to Y level 256, which was actually the previous world height limit before all of the new 1.17 updates. So with these mountains, we actually have new sub-biomes, which will actually help to generate some really interesting mountains here. And as you can see, we're flying over through the mountains. Now, this beta has also added the new height world limit to Minecraft Bedrock, which is now Y level 320. And this beta also introduces the glow squid back into the game. So this was a massive beta to come to Minecraft Bedrock, and as we fly by these mountains, these are absolutely really cool. If you do want to join the beta, you can do it on Android, Xbox, and Windows 10, and you can check out all of these new mountains. Now, if you would like to check it out, I have heard that these mountains are sort of rare, so I would recommend going over to Twitter or Instagram and asking some Minecrafters or checking out, because they have actually found a bunch of seeds online where you can use to find these really cool mountains. So as we fly over these mountains, as you can see, we have a bunch of new generation. We can see some peaks and some dipping down in the generation, as well as the mountains dip down and then they go back up. It's a really amazing generation, and hopefully we will see more of this in the Bedrock beta. And as a side note, we also have 1.16.220.51, which just adds some more bug fixes to these massive mountains here. So there we go. We actually have all of the betas and snapshots updates covered for this episode. I'm sorry this episode was extremely late, but I finally got time to upload it and everything, so hopefully you guys like it. If you do like this series, maybe give a thumbs up on the video, and maybe consider subscribing because that helps the channel out a lot. So thank you guys, and have an amazing rest of your day.